These people, in my professional opinion, have done absolutely nothing but try and protect and help contain your wife when you couldn't contain her and called for help from the system. And the system stepped up and tried to help, and you know she's difficult to manage. Like you said, you take her yourself, but she tries to get out of the car.
Right.
And what happens when she tries to get out of the car? She could get the door slammed on her if you pulled it shut to keep her in, or she could fall out and get hurt. That's exactly the same thing with them. She tries to go out the door, it gets closed on her. Things can happen.
Right.
These people have done an excellent and compassionate job, in my opinion.
I'm not sure that I'm going to completely agree with you, Dr. Phil, and I'm sorry to say that. My take on this was my wife was returned to me severely damaged.
And
from what I understand, she was resisting going into the jail cell.
Right.
We know that she was resisting.
I mean,
she can be that way.
Look.
But they did a move, supposedly taking some kind of a wrist move to get control of her to comply. And when they did that, she lost her balance, fell into the jail cell, and hit her head against the back brick wall. And my honest to God feeling is nobody should wind up looking how she looks, no matter how they were trying to handle her.
It's very unfortunate, and when you're drunk and unstable and unruly and resistant, it is not unusual for people that intoxicated to hurt themselves. And I see it all the time. You've seen it before with her. And in this case, she hit her head against the wall. Had she complied and walked in there and sat down, this would not have happened.
Well, if she wasn't drunk, she would have complied.
But she was, and what could have
she wasn't
happened
thinking
did.
clearly, yeah.
And
It's
the
not the point
restraint
that I
methods that they used were
It's not the point
minimal.
that I was drunk. It was
They were
the
minimal,
point.
and they are approved procedures, and they are minimal. They were very minimal. I don't know, what else are they, what would you like them to do? Just walk away and say, well, okay, never mind? If you don't want to do it, then okay, bye.
I understand exactly what you're saying, Dr.
They have
Phil,
a job to do, and they did it in the most minimal, safe way they could possibly do it. I've told you what my opinion of this situation is. You've provided us full transparency. Is there anything you would like to add?
You know, the injuries in the photographs are very misleading. So her main injury was to her forehead, and because of, obviously she has a 0.35 blood alcohol content right now, but because of her blood and her health issues, a lot of that blood went and coagulated under her eyes, in the bags underneath her eyes. And so those injuries are not to her eyes or to her nose. It's from the top of her head where she banged her head. And it's very misleading, and our local media use that photo because it does look very horrible, but the injuries are actually not to her eyes or to her face, but to the top of her head.
Right. And I was very impressed that you had a nurse there as quickly and as responsive as you did. Again, efforts to provide care and take care of JoLynn. So I don't know what else y'all could have done. So that's just my opinion. So I just wanted to weigh in on that, and we really want to help her, not condemn her here. And you've been very gracious in giving us your time, because I know you have a lot to do, particularly in the middle of this pandemic. So
Thank you.
Hopefully we can help to set the record straight. So Sergeant, thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Dr. Phil, and good luck, JoLynn. We're rooting for you.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.